Imagine this. It's the middle of a hot summer day, the sun is shining, and you're craving something cool, something sweet, or maybe even a savory bite that just screams summer. But here's the thing. Some of the best summer foods from decades ago have vanished. They were once the stars of backyard barbecues, family picnics, and lazy afternoons. But over time, they've slowly disappeared from our tables. In this video, we're going to bring back those long-lost summer treats, the ones that made summers unforgettable. From icy cold drinks to sizzling BBQ delights, these foods defined the season for so many of us. Stay with us as we rediscover these 25 forgotten summer foods that you're going to wish were still around. And trust me, the last one is going to take you by surprise. So, whether you're a fan of nostalgic sweets or classic savory dishes, you'll want to stick around till the end. Let's dive into a taste of the past that's worth bringing back. Part 1. Retro Refreshments. Cherry Phosphate Soda. Let's start with a drink that was once the pride of soda fountains across America. Cherry Phosphate Soda. Back in the 1950s and 60s, this fizzy, tangy treat was a must-have for anyone stopping by their local diner. It's made by combining cherry syrup, soda water, and a bit of phosphoric acid to give it that extra zing. Unlike modern sodas, this wasn't just sugary, it had a bright, tart flavor that made it truly refreshing on a hot day. Why did it disappear? Well, as soda fountains started closing down and canned sodas took over, cherry phosphate soda slowly faded from view. But for those who remember it, it was a drink that really stood out, not just as a beverage, but as a piece of Americana. Fun fact. Cherry phosphate sodas weren't just about flavor. People believed the phosphates had health benefits, especially for digestion, so it wasn't just a drink. It was a little summer ritual that made you feel good inside and out. Orange Creamsicles. Next up, the cool, creamy treat that ruled summer afternoons. Orange Creamsicles. Picture this. A juicy, sweet orange popsicle on the outside with a smooth, creamy vanilla filling on the inside. That's what made creamsicles so special. They weren't just frozen fruit juice. They gave you the best of both worlds, fruity and creamy in one bite. These first hit the scene in the 1940s, but their popularity exploded during the 50s and 60s. Kids would race to the ice cream trucks, hoping to grab one before they melted under the hot summer sun. Why did they disappear? Over time, they got overshadowed by more mass-produced ice cream bars and popsicles, but nothing quite matched the balance of creaminess and fruitiness that a creamsicle delivered. Today, you'll still find variations, but the original, simple version, it's hard to come by. Grape Nehi Soda. Moving on to another fizzy classic, let's talk about Grape Nehi Soda. If you were around in the 70s, you probably remember this one, especially if you were a fan of the TV show MASH. It was a favorite of the character Radar O'Reilly, which only added to its cultural footprint. But Grape Nehi wasn't just famous because of TV. It had an unforgettable flavor. What made it special? Unlike other grape sodas, Grape Nehi had a bolder, richer grape flavor that made it stand out from the competition. It was one of those sodas that people didn't just drink, they associated it with fun summer memories, whether at picnics, baseball games, or just hanging out on the porch. Why did it fade away? As soda brands diversified, Nehi slowly got pushed out of the spotlight. But for many people, especially those who grew up with it, Grape Nehi will always be the perfect summertime soda. Interesting tidbit. Nehi sodas, including the grape flavor, were originally introduced in 1924, and for decades they were one of the biggest competitors to Coca-Cola. Pretty impressive for a drink that's mostly forgotten today. Part 2. Backyard BBQ Essentials. Spam Kabobs. Now, let's take a trip back to the post-White Twee era with a BBQ favorite that's all about simplicity. Spam Kabobs. If you grew up in the 50s or 60s, you know that Spam was more than just a canned meat product. It was a kitchen staple. But instead of just frying it up, people started getting creative, especially in the summer months. Spam Kabobs were a fun and easy way to jazz up a BBQ. Skewers were packed with cubes of Spam, pineapple chunks, and colorful bell peppers. Once grilled, the Spam would crisp up, while the pineapple caramelized, adding a perfect balance of salty and sweet. Why did it disappear? As new cuts of fresh meat became more accessible and grilling trends changed, Spam kebabs became a thing of the past. But the idea of combining sweet fruit and salty meat on a skewer? That never goes out of style. Why it should return. It's a cheap, quick, and flavorful meal that's still perfect for a casual summer cookout. Grilled peach halves. This next one is a real summer gem. Grilled peach halves. Peaches are a summertime favorite, but did you know that in the 60s, grilling them was a popular way to take this juicy fruit to the next level? It's a simple dish. Just slice ripe peaches in half, remove the pit, and throw them on the grill. The heat caramelizes the natural sugars, giving the peaches a rich, almost smoky sweetness. Why did it fade away? Over time, peaches became more of a dessert ingredient, often used in pies or cobblers. But grilling them is a technique that's been lost to time, even though it's quick, healthy, and adds a surprising twist to your summer meal. Why bring it back? Grilled peaches are perfect on their own, but they also pair beautifully with vanilla ice cream, or even as a side to grilled chicken. It's a forgotten favorite that deserves to shine again. Bacon-wrapped corn cobs. Here's a dish that needs no introduction to anyone who loves bacon. Bacon-wrapped corn cobs. This was a county fair favorite in the 1950s and made its way to backyard barbecues because, well, who could resist bacon? Imagine fresh corn on the cob, already slathered in butter, but then wrapped in crispy, smoky bacon. The bacon gets nice and crispy as the corn cooks, creating a deliciously indulgent side dish. Why did it disappear? As prepackaged corn became more common and grilling habits shifted toward quicker sides, this bacon-wrapped beauty lost its place at the table. Plus, the health-conscious movement in later decades pushed out indulgent dishes like this. Why it should come back. It's the ultimate summer BBQ food. Fun, flavorful, and a guaranteed crowd pleaser. It's hard to beat the combination of buttery corn and crispy bacon. Part 3. Summer Salads with a Twist. Ambrosia Salad. Let's start with a salad that was once a summer picnic superstar. Ambrosia Salad. If you've never heard of it, don't worry. This dish was all about mixing tropical flavors into one sweet, creamy bowl. The core ingredients: canned fruits like pineapple, mandarin oranges, and maraschino cherries, all tossed with coconut, mini marshmallows, and a generous dollop of whipped cream or sour cream. Why did it disappear? As fresh fruit salads became more popular, canned fruits and whipped cream combos like ambrosia fell out of favor. But in the 60s and 70s, it was a go-to dessert for summer potlucks and BBQs because it was easy to make and satisfyingly sweet. Why it should come back. With the rise of nostalgia foods, Ambrosia Salad deserves a place at your next picnic. Its tropical flavors still make it the perfect complement to a hot summer day. Mayo-Free potato salad. You've probably had potato salad before, but back in the day, it didn't always come slathered in mayo. Enter the Mayo-Free potato salad, a lighter, tangier version that used olive oil and vinegar as the base. This salad was packed with boiled potatoes, fresh herbs like parsley, and a zesty vinaigrette that made it refreshing rather than heavy. Why did it disappear? As mayonnaise-based recipes became the standard in the 70s, this vinaigrette version slowly faded away. People started associating potato salad with creamy, rich textures, and this lighter alternative was left behind. Why bring it back? For anyone looking to cut down on heavy ingredients during the summer, The Mayo-Free potato salad is a healthier and refreshing option that still packs in flavor. Plus, it pairs well with any BBQ or outdoor meal. Cucumber Jello Salad. This one might surprise you. Cucumber Jello Salad. Yes, you heard that right. This dish was a 70s sensation, made by setting sliced cucumbers in lime-flavored gelatin. It's a quirky combo for sure, but people loved it because it was light, refreshing, and perfect for hot summer days. Why did it disappear? Over time, Jello salads fell out of fashion as more traditional salads gained popularity. The unusual texture of cucumbers in Jello didn't help its longevity, but it was a fun experiment during its heyday. Why it's worth a try. While it might sound odd, cucumber Jello salad offers a cool, refreshing burst of flavor and texture that's surprisingly satisfying. It's a great conversation starter for any summer gathering. Part 4. Sweet and Savory Surprises. Grilled Bologna Sandwiches. Let's start with a summer lunch classic that doesn't get enough credit anymore. Grilled Bologna Sandwiches. Back in the 1950s and 60s, bologna wasn't just for cold sandwiches. It was often thrown on the grill. The trick was to lightly score the edges of the bologna slices before grilling so they curled up just right, giving it a slightly crispy texture. Add a slice of cheese, some mustard, and toast the bread, and you've got yourself a warm, savory bite that hits the spot. Why did it fade away? Bologna's reputation took a hit as other sandwich meats became more popular, but grilling it adds a new dimension that makes it taste far better than you'd expect. Why it should return. It's simple, cheap, and delicious, perfect for a quick lunch that doesn't require much effort but offers big flavor. Lemon Icebox Pie. Next up, a sweet treat that was practically made for beating the summer heat. Lemon Icebox Pie. Originating in the South, this dessert was popular throughout the 1960s and 70s, especially for its cool, tangy flavor. The pie was made by combining sweetened condensed milk, lemon juice, and egg yolks, all poured into a graham cracker crust. The best part? You didn't have to bake it. Just pop it into the fridge, or icebox as it was called back then, until it set. Why did it disappear? As more elaborate desserts came along, this simple, no-bake pie got overshadowed. But there's something to be said for its refreshing, no-fuss charm. Why bring it back? It's a quick and easy dessert that's perfect for summer. Its zesty lemon flavor paired with the crunchy graham cracker crust is an unbeatable combo when you need something cool and refreshing. Frozen Pineapple Whip. Before Dole Whip became a sensation at theme parks, there was the original homemade version, Frozen Pineapple Whip. This refreshing dessert was a favorite in the 1960s, often made by blending fresh pineapple with a bit of sugar and milk, then freezing it into a soft, creamy delight. It was light, sweet, and tasted like summer in a bowl. Why did it fade away? As pre-packaged ice cream and other frozen treats became more common, homemade pineapple whip slipped off the radar. But it remains one of the best simple desserts to cool down with during the hot months. Why it should make a comeback. With its fruity flavor and smooth texture, frozen pineapple whip is not only easy to make but also much lighter than traditional ice creams, making it perfect for hot summer afternoons. Part 5. Cooling Off with Forgotten Desserts. Buttermilk Popsicles. Let's kick off this section with a unique frozen treat that many might not remember. Buttermilk Popsicles. In the 1950s, buttermilk was a common household item, and folks got creative during the summer by turning it into popsicles. The tangy flavor of buttermilk, mixed with a bit of sugar and vanilla, created a creamy, refreshing treat that was unlike anything else. Why did it disappear? Over time, buttermilk's strong, tangy flavor was replaced by sweeter, creamier alternatives in the frozen treats category. But those who remember it still recall its distinct taste and cooling effect. Why bring it back? In a world where yogurt and kefir are becoming trendy again, Buttermilk Popsicles would fit right in. They're simple to make and offer a refreshingly tangy twist on typical summer desserts. Blackberry Cobbler. Another forgotten summer dessert that deserves a comeback is the humble Blackberry Cobbler. This rustic dessert was a staple at family picnics and reunions in the 50s and 60s. Made with fresh blackberries, sugar, and a simple biscuit dough, it was baked until the berries were bubbling and the top was golden brown. Why did it fade away? As pies and other fruit desserts took over, cobblers, especially blackberry, started to be overlooked. But there's something about the simplicity and rich flavor of this dessert that makes it timeless. Why it should return. Cobbler is much easier to make than pie and doesn't require a fancy crust. Plus, the sweet, tart flavor of blackberries paired with a buttery topping makes it a perfect dessert for summer gatherings. Frozen custard. Before the days of commercial ice cream chains, frozen custard was king, especially in the summer months. Originating in Coney Island in the early 20th century, frozen custard was richer and creamier than regular ice cream, thanks to the addition of egg yolks in the mix. It became a popular treat in the 40s and 50s, with stands serving it up across America. Why did it disappear? As ice cream production became easier and more affordable, frozen custard stands slowly vanished. But for those who had it, the smooth, velvety texture of frozen custard was unforgettable. Why it should come back. With more people craving artisanal and small batch ice creams, frozen custard could easily reclaim its throne. It's richer, creamier, and a little more indulgent than your average scoop, making it perfect for summer indulgence. Part 6. Summer Staples That Disappeared. Watermelon Rind Pickles. Our first forgotten staple is a southern favorite that once made use of every part of the watermelon rind pickles. Back in the day, nothing went to waste, and this clever dish turned the often discarded rind of a watermelon into a sweet and tangy pickle. The rinds were soaked in a sugary, spiced brine and left to marinate, resulting in a crunchy, flavorful treat that was perfect for hot summer days. Why did it fade away? As prepackaged pickles and snacks became more accessible, homemade treats like this slowly disappeared from most tables. But with the rise of the zero-waste movement today, these pickles could make a comeback. Why it should return. Watermelon rind pickles are a sustainable, refreshing, and unique snack. With more people focusing on reducing food waste, this old-fashioned dish could find new fans looking for something different. Tomato aspic. Let's move to one of the more unusual summer dishes that was quite popular in the mid-20th century. Tomato aspic. This was a savory gelatin-based dish made from tomato juice and spices, often served chilled with vegetables or seafood mixed in. While it might sound strange now, back in the 1950s, aspic salads were considered fancy fare, especially for outdoor summer gatherings. Why did it disappear? The texture of gelatin combined with savory flavors wasn't everyone's cup of tea, and as salads evolved, fresher, simpler dishes became the norm. However, for those who grew up with it, tomato aspic was an elegant summer staple. Why it's worth revisiting. While it might seem like a relic of the past, tomato aspic is a refreshing, light dish that could appeal to today's adventurous food lovers. Its tangy flavor and cool texture make it a great option for hot summer afternoons. Shaved ice cones. Before snow cones became a popular treat at fairs and amusement parks, homemade shaved ice cones were the go-to way to cool down in the summer. Unlike the modern, brightly colored versions, traditional shaved ice was simple, ice finely shaved by hand, topped with homemade fruit syrups. Whether it was strawberry, lemon, or even a mix of flavors, this treat was both refreshing and fun. Why did it disappear? Over time, the convenience of store-bought snow cones and pre-made syrups overshadowed the homemade version, but the charm of hand-cranked shaved ice has never really gone away. Why bring it back? Today's trend of homemade and artisanal foods could breathe new life into this classic treat. Making your own syrups and using fresh ingredients elevates the experience, and it's a healthier, more flavorful alternative to the sugar-filled, artificial snow cones we often see today. Part 7. Crowd-pleasing mains and sides. Grilled trout. Let's start with a main course that was once a summertime staple for fishing trips and family picnics. Grilled trout. In the 1960s, especially in the Midwest and rural areas, families would catch fresh trout from lakes and rivers and grill it over an open flame. The simplicity of this dish was its charm: just salt, pepper, a squeeze of lemon, and maybe some herbs like dill or parsley. Why did it disappear? As other seafood like salmon and tilapia became more widely available and popular, grilled trout began to fade from backyard barbecues, but it's still one of the healthiest and most sustainable fish options out there. Why it should come back? Trout is light, flavorful, and full of omega-3s, making it a great option for health-conscious eaters. Plus, it's perfect for summer grilling. Quick, easy, and deliciously fresh. 3-bean salad. Now let's talk about a side dish that was a must-have at every summer potluck in the 1950s and 60s. 3-bean salad. This dish is a combination of green beans, wax beans, and kidney beans, all tossed together in a tangy vinegar-based dressing. The sweetness of the dressing, combined with the slight crunch of the beans, made it the perfect complement to grilled meats and other summer staples. Why did it fade away? Over time, more complex salads with exotic ingredients started to take over, and this simple classic salad got pushed aside. However, its refreshing and tangy flavor is exactly what you need on a hot day. Why bring it back? It's easy to prepare, requires no cooking, and can be made ahead of time. Modernize it with a touch of balsamic vinegar and fresh herbs, and you've got a salad that's both nostalgic and perfect for today's tastes. As we wrap up this nostalgic journey through forgotten summer foods, it's clear that some flavors are too good to leave in the past. Whether it's the tangy sweetness of cherry phosphate soda or the simple yet satisfying crunch of bacon-wrapped corn cobs, these dishes were more than just meals. They were part of the memories that made summer feel special. But we're not done yet. There's still so much more to rediscover. Did your favorite forgotten summer food make the list? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next nostalgic video.